This is a response to an old fartrants video regarding the Sabbath and laws about the Sabbath. A lot of people have asked about Sabbath laws and whether or not they should be implemented in this country again, or if they are capital crimes and should remain capital crimes. To answer the first, yes, we should go back to having the Sabbath laws in this country. They are beneficial to America and to workers. The idea of working only 6 days and having a day of rest on the 7th was revolutionary. As Jesus tells us, it is beneficial for man. It was made and intended for man's own benefit, not God's. 6 days thou shalt work, and on the 7th day he rested. This seems a very good idea. God gives those who follow the Sabbath and rest a great benefit in Isaiah 58. In our culture, work has become an idol and dominates people's lives. It leads to health problems from overworking. The Sabbath is God's answer to this problem by giving mankind a chance to rest and to use the free time to praise and worship God. How often do people cry out in despair, "I don't have time for anything. I'm tired." The Sabbath day is a correction for this. It is wonderful to have the day off, to praise God, rest and nurture my family. A nation that honors God by enforcing Sabbath laws is a nation blessed by God. Another question we must ask ourselves is, does the death penalty outlined in the Bible apply? The answer is no. A fine is sufficient for those who work on the Sabbath. This is how it was done in America, and it even continued onwards after independence and after the drafting of the U.S. Constitution. There are records of people fined for breaking it. The only problem was a debate on which day it could be done. Some say Sunday, others Saturday. David Barton records in an incident where a Jewish merchant was fined because he worked on Sunday while worshipping on Saturday. The Supreme Court upheld his conviction. He was praised for his observance of Jewish law, but reminded that this was a Christian nation that hence follows the Sunday Sabbath. In my opinion, it is better to have it on Saturday, so there is no controversy. If you wish to learn more and see an article confirming that the Sabbath laws are constitutional, click above my head to the link here to learn more. The Seventh-day Adventists allege that Sunday Sabbath is the mark of the beast. Saturday, the seventh day, the right day. Although the Bible was written in a time when the solar calendar was in place, not our Gregorian calendar. The Seventh-day Adventists are a false cult, but they are right in asserting that the Sunday laws are of Roman Catholic origin and a danger. It is better to play it safe, therefore, and have the Sabbath held on Saturday rather than Sunday. Some argue this violates the separation of church and state. But the separation of church and state was not intended to be an impregnable wall. Jefferson, Washington, Madison, and most of the founders, including those who were deists like Franklin and Jefferson, were supporters of legislating Christian morality. Thomas Jefferson also supported a law punishing Sabbath breakers and even fired an employee for breaking the Sabbath. The late great minister D. James Kennedy even documented this, and also the fact that America is Christian in a pamphlet. You can read an excerpt by clicking up above my head here. But liberals hate this idea. Why? Because liberals and their communist allies want Americans to work 7 days a week the way they did in Germany under the liberal progressive dictator Adolf Hitler, and they do now in liberal China. Our 40-hour work weeks and being able to rest on one day of the week to honor good will be over if liberals get their way. Therefore we must return to our Christian heritage.